Taft got a sneak peek at a local production facility right here in Tulsa. He was, of course, joined by our garden expert, Paul James, for 2 Works for You in the Garden.
Good morning. Welcome back to In the Garden. Paul and Taft here. You know what, Paul? Whenever we go to the nursery like Southwood and we think, well, this is a great looking plant, one thing that we may not think about is it didn't fall from the sky right in that location. There had to be a place where these were grown, and that's where we're at today. Tell us about it.
Yes, this is where we grow a lot of the plants that we actually have at retail. So this is our production facility. It's only 1.5 miles down the road, so that the carbon footprint for shipping and all that is virtually nil. Here's some mums. Now these were started out as just little bitty plants several weeks ago. But as you can see, they're now in various stages of growth, full of amazing, amazing buds getting ready to flower, and some of them are actually beginning to flower.
And the amazing thing about it is we see different stages in the development, not only of mums, but obviously of hundreds of different kinds of plants here. So a lot of workers out here keeping an eye on these so that they're in the best shape they'll be when they finally make it over there.
Exactly, and I think it might be fun to just kind of see how it all happens, the various stages, if you've got time.
I've got plenty of time.
Okay,
let's take a look at it.
Let me go show you.
All right, let's go.
Okay, Taft, so here's essentially where it begins. We've got a special soil mix that we bring in, and this little machine fills the trays, the flats, with soil, smooths them off at the top, and then as you go down the line, these folks are just using plugs. We buy these. You could start from seed, but this way it's a little bit easier, a little faster. And the plugs are going into the trays, and they'll then go on out into the field and begin growing.
Again, that's the amazing part about this, even for me, is the idea that, when we go to Southwood and we see how great these plants look, we never really think about where they actually came from. And this is the beginning. This is where the whole process begins here at Southwood and other nurseries as well.
Yeah, yeah. On the one hand, it's relatively simple, the whole process, but it's cool.
Yeah, it is. I'm just sitting here, I'm amazed by this thing. I don't know why. All it's doing is flattening off dirt, and I'm still excited about it. I'm like a little kid.
So Taft, now we're in an area where we're finishing out the pansy growth. We grow a lot of different plants here, but we're kind of famous for the pansies. And we've been seeing how they were first plugged, then they went out in the field, they'll grow a little bit, and then in 5 weeks or so, this is what you get, and these are ready to go into the store.
Wow, and it's beautiful that you can see that transition from the plugs, the beginning of it, to something like this. Just amazing in all the different varieties. This has just been a fascinating thing to really take a look at it and find out the way it goes from the beginning to the end of the process.
Well, another cool thing, I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Another cool thing is that, water is crucial to an operation like this. All our water comes from a natural spring, year-round spring that's about 100 yards behind us here. So we just have this wonderful, pure water that bubbles right out of the ground. And I think that makes a big difference in the quality of the plants.
Yeah, and you can easily see it with the color and the health of them. They look great.
I'm glad you've had fun.
I've had a lot of fun.
We could hang out here all day, I think.
I think so. I think we need to go back and start plugging some plants. What do you think?
Yeah, they could use some help.
I think so. Let's go.